Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Stardom Review. I am your co-host, Andre. Right over here, it's the bread princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
I am doing great, Andre. As we were talking about before we went on air, I found a bread bar. I'm excited about this. Andre's excited about this. Andre, what else are you excited about today?
Stardom.
Yes.
Yes, Stardom. And everything else. A lot of great
Sure.
things going on and good in my life right now. So,
Excellent.
I'm happy. I'm happy. A good day. It's good. Generally a good day today, and watch some great Stardom wrestling. Finish it up tonight. Just phenomenal.
Yes. Let's
So
talk
we
about
we are here to talk the August 13th edition of from Stardom X Stardom, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into that, I want to say thank you to all of you wonderful people who tune in on a daily almost now because the amount of shows have been dropping lately. I want to thank all of you for
your thoughts.
all the great support you've been giving us. So thank you so much for all the super duper awesome sauceness of everything. And don't forget, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Um, comment down below. That's probably what we love seeing the most. Is all the comments from people.
Mm-hmm.
So we really do love. So thank you all so much. I want to give a big shout out to Bobby Betito, Joe Demetrius, Frank. Thank you guys, and all the rest of you. Thank you guys all so much for all the great comments. We love you guys. Um, and want to bring up Bobby Petito quickly. He says, "Who else would you like to see Julia wrestle for the New Japan Strong Championship?" We did get to see a great championship match there in North America that we will be talking about in the next couple of days on our
Mm-hmm.
NJPW Poodle Wrestler review. But I want
Mm-hmm.
to see her come over. I really would love to see her come and wrestle like a Britt Baker, um, maybe hit up some like West Coast Indies just to see all the different people she could face. There's just so many out there. Uh, I don't know. There's just so many. Nicole Matthews again, like I said before, she's my ultimate. If I could see them maybe rocket up and defy, that would be just stellar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I actually answered Bobby in the comments on that one. I said that Chris Statlander would actually be a great
Mm,
one to see, a champion versus champion match. That'd be fun.
yeah, yeah, and I know he replied, "GG Ray, Texas, like Alberta legend, Texas wrestling superstar, GG Ray." I love her to
Mm-hmm.
death, but yeah, so many good. And he's saying Stephanie Vaquer, one of your favorites, Miss
Bakir,
Melba.
yes, Stephanie Bakir.
Yeah. So again, lots of great people out there, and I could just imagine what they're gonna do with Julia, who wants to be over here, who wants to tour over here with that title. I'm excited to see it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Sounds also like we might be in for some more wrestlers potentially coming over here. We'll talk more about that as the show goes on.
Yeah, that's not what I want. We'll talk about that. But one more thing. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alert every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello, shout out to Bailey, especially on the women's show. So yeah, we are gonna get into this. It's Stardom X Stardom from August 13th. Goddamn, their posters are just to die for. Like this one is a very
That's
simple
so
one. The
cool.
coloring of the Japanese tower there, just god damn it. I
So
love
pretty.
whoever does their artwork does better artwork than me. That's for damn sure. just,
Amazing.
just look at the thumbnail for this show. It's it's kind of chaosy, but
Amazing. Glorious, glorious chaos.
you know it. We kick it off with the Gauntlet
Speaking of,
Tag Team match. I'm just gonna be giving away like finishes for most of these. Maybe a couple of them have some highlight stuff, but yeah, all these matches are like 3 to 4 minutes of each match.
oh,
So
very short.
so we started out with the way to Tides Arena and Momo Watanabe taking on Henan and Hina. The end of the match is the dude buster by Momo, and then they double knee drop off the top by Rena, and she pins Hina for the win.
Mm.
Then we move on to the second match. It's Rena and Momo versus Queen's Quest Azumi and Miyu Amasaki. In the end, Miyu hits the tornado DDT to Rena off of Momo, and Azumi gets the Azumi Sushi onto Rena and gets the win. Queen's Quest then takes on Godzai, Amisare, and Mirai.
Mhm.
And the Green Bay Plunge. Oh, sorry, no, this is not the end. There's a beautiful spot where Ami rolls through the Green Bay Plunge, and then you get the Vader elbow by Mariah. Love that. Love the little teamwork there. In the end, Miyu gets the pendulum DDT for three 2 counts. The three continuous 2 counts. Then Mariah hits a hard ass lariat, applies the sharpshooter or the scorpion death drop, if you're nasty, and gets the submission victory.
Mhm.
We then move on. It's God's Eye versus Stars Hazuki and Saya Ida. They brawl, they brawl. God's Eye attacks Ida before the match, before Hazuki's even down the ramp. That's pretty funny. But Ida does fight
Mhm.
off and gets the speed chops on both. With a great little combo move by Ida and Hazuki, the spine buster into the lung blower. I absolutely love that. They hit that on Ami.
Mhm.
Ida and Ami both go over the top rope, and Mariah ends up inadvertently knocking them both to the floor, and both teams are eliminated.
We.
I guess. We move on. It's Hanazono and Yuna Mizumori versus Hanako and Siri. This isn't going to be easy for this guy. Yuna looks great in her silver gear, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. I'm just looking at yes, Yuna. Yes. Okay. I loved this pairing, and I missed Hanazono. I really, really enjoyed her from I think it was the New Blood show that we first saw her on.
Mm-hmm.
I loved her on that. Seeing her again was so nice. I wish I could have seen her longer. I wish this little bit was a bit longer. I wish she was on the main, like, in a smaller match.
Yeah. So there was a really cool spot where was it Hanazano's on Yuna's shoulders, and she does a test of strength with Hanako because Hanako's just that goddamn tall. It
Yeah.
was a great little spot. The end of it, the rule up, as I wrote, by Hanazano into rolls her through, and Yuna comes off the top with the splash into the Superman pin on
Hmm.
Hanako for the win.
Yeah. Yeah. That was impressive.
Colt
I
Cabana
love
style,
Yuna.
baby. Colt Cabana style. Woo! We move
And
on.
she's a
It's
pineapple.
Yeah, we move on. It's Momoka Hanazono and Yuna Mizumori versus Billy Kin Death and Waka Tsukiyama. That's a team I never thought I'd not. Yeah. Just never
Yeah.
thought I'd see that team. Billy and Waka stretching Yuna and Hanazono while they just keep holding on to each other and they're like each pulling off of the other one person. It's like, why the hell didn't they just let go of each other? I don't understand. Billy to me is scarier than Fuki because this thing's supposed to be happy and I don't believe it because it's
It's I
scary.
think the way she does the eye makeup, because she still does the creepy black
Mm-hmm.
around the eye sockets that kind of gives the eyes kind of like a dead look. So it still looks like a happy dead clown.
Like I believe Fukikin Death would stab me, like just start stabbing me. Where I believe Billykin Death would chloroform me and then tie me to a chair and torture me. Like those are the things that goes through my head when I watch Fuki/Billy. Yeah,
Now all I'm picturing is freaking Fukigan Death walking around with like a sawed off toothbrush, just death, death, Fukigan Death.
it's what it would be. 100%. That's
Oh,
ugh.
oh lordy. Don't let her near Tom Lawler, she'll steal his toothpaste or toothbrush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The end of this though, Hanazono inadvertently hits Yuna with her plastic flower, I think it was, and
Yeah.
Billykin Death rolls her up for the win. We move on to Billykin Death versus Wakasukiyama, or Billykin Death and Wakasukiyama versus Mei Sarah and Suzuki. The end of this, Mei Sarah gets that speed sunset flip that she does onto
Hmm.
Waka and gets the win. Then we get Mei Sarah and Suzuki versus Donna Dalmunda's Micah and Tekla. Micah facing off with her partners as of late, which was interesting.
Uh-huh.
But this match
That's
was
cute.
only 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
Yes.
This final match. Micah Lyrius both in the corner, and then gets both on her shoulders, hits that beautiful double Samoan drop. That woman's got the power.
Hmm.
Suzu gets the Matrix, and then off the Thekla lariat. Then Thekla does the matrix off the lariat and hits the spear. But the end comes with Suzu getting the stiff kicks to the head of Thekla, and she gets a 2 count. Then she hits the tequila shot, and it goes down smooth because Suzuki gets the win.
Yeah, I like that. Good
Yeah.
call. Good call on the verbiage there. Yeah, that I was like torn. Like as soon as it got down to the final two, I was like, "Oh, this is what this match probably should have been." Was these two teams going together because this could have been a lot of fun to see these two go. But did we potentially see you know that they won this tag team tournament, but they defeated one of the Artists of Stardom champions to earn that. So do they arguably earn 2 title shots in this with that pin?
I'm going to say no, because by pinning Thekla, they also created a loss for their team, for their triad at the same time, because their triad still lost in this because Micah lost the match.
And we're ignoring that though, because she Micah wasn't a part of the decision.
She was the teammate of the person that got pinned, so I think
I don't know. I think I would like to see them kind of say that they did earn that, and see Micah be like, "Well, yeah."
We could. I just don't really want to see it because I love Micah as part of DDM, and that would probably be what they're trying to build to have her leave DDM, and I don't want that.
Yeah, but we all gotta move on at some point, though, don't we?
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
And I will be talking about people not moving on in a couple matches.
Oh dear, Andre's fired up.
I hate reports on the internet about wrestling. Making me mad.
Let's get there.
We move on. It's a 5-star Grand Prix Red Stars match. It's just the main event of the Grand Prix tonight, and it's the second match on the card. The opening match of the main card, actually. Yeah. I forgot to close my Discord, so it's going off in my ears. Ow.
Shut up, Malcolm.
Pretty much. Yeah, shut up, Malcolm. It's Starlight Kid versus Natsuka Tora. I remember Tora was a couple on the last show we did was cutting that promo to Starlight Kid saying, "Let's see what you got. I'm looking forward to wrestling to see what you got, but you're not going to beat me." Kind of feel. We said it before. I'll say it again. SLK's new gear, her new mask, absolutely fucking fire. I want them to update her picture to show her with the hair out and everything. I really want that. Not as on the ball as New Japan with changing up the pictures.
That's true.
So Starlight Kid gets the Acai moonsault onto Tora during her entrance, then rolls her in through the ring to start the match. Then they end up back on the floor on the other side. Starlight Kid tosses Tora into the chairs. Starlight Kid then hits the apron rope, like she just has her in the ropes, hits a DDT to the apron. Then hits her with the case, hits a frog splash off the top for 2, then gets the stretch muffler, but Tora gets to the ropes. Tora goes up to the top. Starlight Kid tries the arm drag off the top, but it is stopped. They fight. And Starlight Kid gets this superplex, but misses the top rope moonsault. And Tora just gets the pipe and hits him in front of the ref with the pipe. And he does nothing. And then she hits a cradle shock for 2. Yeah, but still makes me mad. Dragon screw by Starlight Kid, and the stretch muffler is applied, but Starlight Kid gets the ropes around the legs around the neck. But Tora does get to the ropes. Starlight Kid hits the moonsault, but can only get 2. Tora gets the pop-up power bomb, and it looked vicious. She hits the black hole slam, followed by the FU for 2. She then gets another FU, but misses the swanton off the top, and Starlight Kid gets the Dragon Rana roll-up that Okada's been doing, and gets the win. And then she puts this thing on Tora's chest, which I'm guessing in Japanese said loser or something.
I don't know. I haven't actually looked up what it says. I probably should. I know it's something that Starlight Kid kind of does for those big matches. Or she has that little thing where when she wins, you pose with the thing after, or she'll like pretty much show you as like a trophy, essentially.
Yeah, it probably says loser.
Yeah, it probably does. Um, Suzuki, though, I remember when they faced each other, I believe it was last year's Grand Prix. She actually stole it from Starlight Kid when she defeated her, and actually put it across her head. So maybe you're right. Maybe it does say loser.
That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like she has. I'm feeling like she has a loser sticker.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. Tora did call out Starlight Kid on this, and man, did Starlight Kid show up, really targeting that knee of Tora throughout this entire match. Yeah, I was really surprised that kid was able to sneakily pick this up, and I really enjoyed Tora just accepting it
Mm-hmm.
and just sitting down and being like, okay, have your fun.
Well, and we all were talking about Oedo Tai and young Oedo Tai. This is the vet, one of the vets of that team, going, God damn, my one of my people I've been raising up and making
Mhm,
better has evolved and is able to beat me. You can see the kind of she looked pissed at the end, but then she kind of just went all right and sat down and was just chill about it. Because
mhm,
she's like, no,
mhm,
this is one of my people.
mhm,
This is one of my crew, and she proved that she could beat me. And yeah,
mhm.
I think it just creates a respect there between these two.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a show of a good leader. Just saying.
Very much so. I wouldn't do
Mhm.
that if I was a leader, but that's me. And I'm crazy
You're a little cranky sometimes.
all the time. We get a high speed title match. It's Saki Kashima versus Koguma. I still think Saki needs a look overhaul because
Yes.
it doesn't fit with
No.
what she's turning herself into. Koguma, new gear tonight. Look really good. The green and
Mhm.
white and red. It looked kind of Christmassy.
I liked it too.
They shake hands for the match. Uh, Koguma starts to dancing, and Saki kicks her to stop her to dancing, and then she like mocks her, going like at her, just
Mhm.
mocking her. Koguma eventually gets the DDT and the corner splash, and gets the little stomps, and then that big hopping stomp, just to be like, screw you. Lots of trading roll ups from these two. This match was only 4 minutes 53 seconds, so I've only got a couple more notes here.
Mhm.
Saki gets the hard Shote strike. She drops Koguma with a kick, and then goes up. But Koguma follows and gets the cutter off the top for two. Koguma then gets the top rope drop kick, and then the top rope splash. But Saki ends up rolling her up for two. Koguma goes for a move, but Saki gets the Kishikase and gets the win. And that was the
Stole
entire
that
match.
one.
The entire match. Oh God, yes, she did. 100% she stole. But that's Saki in general. She's just a match stealer. That's what she
Mhm,
is.
mhm. And now it makes sense, seeing the. You're absolutely right because the gear doesn't fit with what she is. She's now God's Eye, right? And they have a very particular, especially with Suri as the leader, a very particular, set of honor rules that they kind of adhere to. Saki seems to be struggling to adhere to those. God's Eye, not a heel faction. There's a lot of heel tendencies coming out of Saki in this still. And it really, I think also we've got that kind of showdown coming with Konami and Saki now. Or no, not Konami and Saki, Konami and Mirai. After Konami pointed out that, maybe it was a little rushed that Suri accepted Saki onto God's Eye. So we'll kind of see how the fallout from that kind of goes down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, could you see how disappointed Kaguma was after?
Oh, she looks so sad.
It was heartbreaking. They
But
said genuinely disappointed.
yeah, but not as bad as May Sarah, who came out wants a challenge. So I'm pretty sure it was May
That's
Sarah,
true.
right? And she wants a challenge, and it sounds like Saki's ready to give her a challenge. But she says her next title shot is being given to Momo Coco. And you can see May Sarah, just her face just goes so sad. I felt so bad for her. It's like at least Koguma got to compete for the title. If she wants to feel bad, she can. But like May's not even getting a shot at the high speed title. Like I feel bad for her.
I do too, because yeah, she did catch Azumi and caught that win over Azumi when she was the high speed champion. She's obviously capable,
Hmm?
you know. They're kind of picking on little May May.
Yep. Very much so.
Rude.
Yeah, it's a little sad. She's still kind of a mean girl, even though she's God's eye.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get Sori to do one of her little kicks, get that out of her. Maybe that's all she needs to have the Oedo Tai tendencies kicked out of her.
I wouldn't mind that. We move on to the Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Championship match. It's Club Venus's Rose Gold, Mariah May, and Mina Shirakawa taking on Cosmic Angels Restart, Natsupoi, and Saori Anou. Now, this, we were talking about people not wanting to go anywhere. Big rumor is AEW wants to sign Mariah May. Please, God, no. Like, it's the one place in the world where the women's division, because the entire goddamn company is booked well. AEW does not book their women well. They have one match of night, barely have any programs, like one match per show. That's it. They have one on. They'll have one on Dynamite, one on Rampage, and one on Collision. That's it.
What?
So that's why it's the biggest reason I don't want Mariah May going to AEW.
Well, yeah, she'd be going, and it sounds like she'd be going there and sitting there with her thumb up her ass. She'd be doing better work here.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, please God, no. If they want her to come over and work a couple matches, I'm down with that. But I don't want her signing. I want her to. Personally, I want her to stay with Stardom. I love her here. I think she's doing absolutely phenomenal stuff with Mina Shirakawa. Her Grand Prix stuff is an absolutely phenomenal. I want to see that IWGP title match. So I don't want May to leave.
Maybe they could do something where it's like a summertime thing, where she comes over some of the time. You know what I mean? And when she comes over, she could bring friends.
Oh, Mina in America.
That would be the kind of thing that I would be interested in. Because then she's regularly over in Japan, doing her thing, winning championships, doing her stuff, being Mariah May, and Club Venus, and all of that. And then, for some of the bigger shows, or if you need a story angle, then you can start having her cut promos, bring her over for a show or two. But yeah, I don't know that she would be suited well to the landscape of what that is apparently right now.
Yeah, I just don't. Again, like I said, if they want to bring her over for a couple matches, just to feature her, to help feature Stardom, I'm down. I'm down for that. But I don't want her signed. I do not want her signed because, look at Aussie Open. They finally are just getting TV time now. Davis was hurt, but Fletcher worked for the first 2 weeks after he got signed, and then he was hidden for weeks until Davis came back. Fletcher could have been on TV that entire damn time.
I mean, I'm just saying, I would have loved to see Kyle Fletcher when AEW was in Edmonton.
Yeah.
I was ready for it. I was wearing my United Empire shirt.
You were all drunk and ready for Kyle Fletcher. I know you were.
We're not going to talk about that.
No, you were just.
Let's talk about the match.
You were drunk and ready for Kyle. You were drunk and you were ready to see some Kyle Fletcher. Something I did not mean anything untoward by that. I apologize if you thought that. So Suzuki joins commentary at this point.
Yes.
Mina and Nat tossing each other around by the hair early, and then going into the dodging and the strike exchange is really good. Then May and Saori get into the match, and they get into it just slapping the piss out of each other. Mariah May gets this super spin into the backbreaker, and then Mina hits the drop kick to the head. Then they do the woo, and then hit the double drop, hit the sandwich drop kicks.
So
and
cute.
Mariah May gets. I love the woo. I love that. Natsupoi gets the spin kick and the headhunter to May, then tags in Saori, who comes off the top with the top rope drop kick. Anou gets a Moodle lock, gets the Moodle lock leg hold onto May, and then Mina comes over to fight her, and she suplexes her, so she falls back, hurting the legs of May while Fisherman suplexing Mina. It looked really good. Mina gets tagged in. She's fighting back, targeting the knee of Saori. Mina unloading with strikes to the face, drops Saori, applies the figure four, but Natsupoi ends up breaking it up. Enziguri and the suplex by Saori, but Mina fights back with a beautiful spinning back fist placed perfectly. Hard backdrop driver by May to Natsupoi, but the pin gets broken up. Super kick by the double super kick by Cosmic Angels, and Nat gets that kneeling spin kick onto Mariah May for 2. Sayori hits the top rope drop kick, and Natsupoi hits the Fairy Girl splash for 2. Uh, Mina's back in. She gets the green killer to Natsupoi, and May gets a TKO to Natsupoi. Mina then hits Sayori with a brutal backdrop driver that looked just like she killed her.
Mm-hmm.
Mariah May gets the Barbie blade, and Mina gets the
Yeah.
glamorous sword, and they get the electric chair bulldog combo on Natsupoi for 2. Natsupoi unloads it's a German on May, and then but May hits a fairy tale ending onto Natsupoi, but then Sayori comes in and German suplex May, and then Mina comes in to attack, but Sayori gets behind her, and then her and Nat hit the super kick German combo to Mina. They hit the double SOS to Mariah May, and Natsupoi hits the straight jack in German with the bridge, and she gets the win. And that made me very sad.
Yeah. This broke my heart a little bit too, because this is the second time that it's happened to Mina in the last like few months, where she's like worked so hard, and finally we're like, yes, finally, she's the fruits of her labor for the last however long, never months. Finally, she's getting a bit of a reward, and it's suddenly and violently snatched away from us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was very disappointed with this, because I felt that they could actually take those titles and like, travel with them, and they could do stuff with them. And I felt that they actually carried the championships very, very well. They added a certain amount of finesse to them.
Very much so.
And like, not to say that Anu and Natsupoi can't, but it's like,
yeah,
I just maybe this is an opportunity for Anu to start to come out of her shell a little bit, because like, as I've mentioned before, just it's something about her personality that's falling flat for me, and a lack of, I feel there's a lack of character. She just kind of is a person who kind of just comes out like, no. She kind of like reminds me of a scary doll. Like, the look in the picture on her face is literally the look she has on her face for most of the match. It's kind of creepy.
I honestly don't believe Sayori Anu has a personality. I just don't. Not at this point.
She's got to find it, because if you're going to carry championships, you can't rely on Poi to do all of that charisma work for you. You will eventually run out of pixie dust from shaking her so much. Yeah, I'm hoping that this is an opportunity for her to develop that. With that being said, I hope that they don't keep Gold off of Club Venus for long, because they've worked too hard to build this faction from literally nothing to be something, respectable. Like, it could easily be one of the most recognizable factions in this company, just because of the diversity that it has within it.
Yeah. Maybe they grab Waka and they go after those artist belts. You never know.
Waka would need to wear the gear that she was wearing tonight, and not the fuzzy Waka gear.
That's fine.
Because the gear she was wearing tonight,
her new
so
gear
great. It almost looked like a version of Mina's.
Her new gear looks phenomenal.
Fire. Fire.
We move on. It's the semi-main event to the semi-main event of the evening, but it's my main event of the evening. It's Julia defending the New Japan Strong Women's Championship versus the returning you. God, I love you. Not you, but I love you. But I do love you, Mel. They shake hands, start the match. Julia's having like no effect on Yuna early on, and Yuna's just like knocking her over, tossing her off. Julia does the Despy step through the ropes and back under to get out of the hammerlock. I was like, oh yes, I love that.
Yeah.
You just eating Julia when she hits her with a shoulder block, and like Julia goes flying across the ring.
Yeah.
You end up sending Julia to the floor, and then she gets the rollout onto Julia on the floor. That was great. Um, you misses a senton. Julia gets to see the drop kick. You goes for the Samoan, but Julia gets an octopus. But then you just goes, ha, and just whips her off, and you're like, oh.
Hmm.
And then she stacks her for the pin, but Julia turns it into a triangle hold. But then you picks her up and slams her down. But then Julia just reapplies the triangle hold, then turns it into a double armbar. But you does get to the ropes.
Hmm.
Julia gets the standing guillotine and then hits a pendulum DDT. Julia goes to lift you, but you just comes crashing down on her. Just like,
Yeah.
Julia, don't try lifting this lady. It's not going to work out well for you.
Hmm.
Um, you just restarts the domination at this point.
Hmm.
She gets the splash against the bottom rope. Love that
Yeah.
goddamn move.
I
Uh,
love that. That's that simple but effective move. That's just so good.
you goes to the top. Julia attacks her up there. She tries to butterfly suplex. You's fighting it off, but then Julia fights back and she actually hits the butterfly suplex off the top. I was really surprised.
Yes.
Yeah. Julia then goes back up, hits the top rope dropkick, and gets it too. They start trading slaps. Yu's hitting G. Every time Yu hits Julia, she's like staggering.
Hmm.
But Julia's shots are getting more effective as this match goes
Hmm.
on. But then Yu just unloads and Julia just goes wah, like she like nesty plunges to the mat.
Hmm.
Julia gets back up, starts hitting hard strikes, and she ends up dropping you, and then hits the knee to the back of the head, then hits the knee to the face, but then you comes back and hits that like the running crossbody splash, then hits the cannonball into the corner. Love that cannonball; looked really good.
Yes.
Third to Colton Kelly and Shane Haste.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You goes up and hits the splash and gets a 2 count. Julia gets a sunset flip out of the power bomb, gets two. Then she gets into a double arm bar, and you verbally submits.
Wowzers.
Mm-hmm.
And like I pointed out to Astrid beforehand, as we were talking about this as a topic for Ladies Wrestling Showcase, how interesting is it that Julia defeated you with a double arm bar? This did take place before her defense at Multiverse,
Mm-hmm.
where she was taking on a certain person who also utilizes a double arm bar. So I was like, that's interesting. That's an interesting little story there. Um, I'm looking at my notes here and see if there's anything you didn't mention.
No,
Um,
no, there definitely isn't.
there probably is not. Um, I did note that Julia just throughout this match showed incredible resilience because you was really beating the holy heckin' shit out of her for a while there,
Mm-hmm.
and Julia just kept getting up. That's something you want to see in a fighting champion. Um, that chop that you did, where she did the one chop, maintained the wrist control, pulled Julia back up, did the second chop, pulled her back up, and did the judo toss, was just yes.
Mm-hmm.
Again, another one of those moves. The judo toss is very, very simple, but it's very easy to do wrong for some reason. I've
Mm-hmm.
seen a lot of people really F it up. It's like you just need to have the proper training to do this move. But when you do, people like you, people like Hanan, people like Micah, people like Suzu, I mean, oof,
Hina.
Rita and Hina, yeah, they all got those really, even Utami, amazing judo tosses. But you, holy heckin' crap, this was authoritative. Um, Crossbody the rope, suplex. I mentioned after the superplex when you were saying that they started trading strikes and Julia seemed to be getting stronger. At that point, I think she was just throwing haymakers to just stay
Mm-hmm.
alive, to counter those strikes. And man, like they did what they needed to at that time. Um, for for the part where Julia countered the last ride, Did you see the hop that the ref did? He literally just like came down in a push-up position. It was hilarious, but he like floated and spun in midair. It was so funny. You have to go back and see it. It was
Well,
cute.
the refs can't make good calls because they let too much shit go. But they like those refs can be crazy amazing with the athleticism they do to hop into a pin. Like
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I have the same feeling with from Fitzy here in Alberta.
Hell
That guy
yeah.
will leap across a ring and start and like land and start counting. Like it's yeah, I love a good ref. I love a ref that will put their body on the line to get the count in.
Yes, 100%. I absolutely love that. And yeah, that's all the notes I got on this one. This one was a fun match. I love this match.
So
It was so
post
nice to see you again.
Oh, very much so. So post match, Julia gives you props and says she wants to challenge her again because she wants to fight her more. And then she says, "I'm going home." And then a video plays. Deanna Perrazzo appears on the screen is challenging Julia to come over and defend that New Japan Strong title. Um, and then Giselle Shaw, Alberta wrestling legend Giselle Shaw, appears in the video,
Yay.
and she demands to challenge Julia too. So they both have put a challenge out to Julia for August 20th at Multiverse
Mhm.
United, which we'll be talking about later this week, ladies and gentlemen. So check that out because we're going to be talking some Stardom girls on that show, along with some great Impact and New Japan talent.
Yes.
Please come, and a lot of other talent actually. Um,
Yes.
so please come check that out. Julia accepts the match. Says she's going to America. And then she does her arrivederci and signs off and leaves.
Yes.
Yeah,
Such a fun match.
very much. I absolutely enjoyed this match, and I can't wait to talk about more Julia on a New Japan show. So
Yes. Any opportunity you have to talk about Julia, you're happy.
very much so. When I move on to the semi-main event of the evening, it's Mayu Iwatani versus Utami Hayashishita for the IWGP Women's Championship. I wrote this down as my first note. Is Mayu Iwatani the female Kota Ibushi at this point? Like
I've been saying that since we started this.
I just had it in my head. It's just she's the most reckless, crazy person I've ever seen in the wrestling ring, other than Kota
Yes.
Ibushi. And she's so fucking good, and she just has that like pure charisma that I
Mhm.
don't think anybody else can ever emulate, other than maybe Kota Ibushi. Like
It's
just
true.
like it's amazing to watch it too. And like when she comes
Mhm.
out and she pulls that mask off when she lifted her head up, all I could think was Kota Ibushi when he comes out and he's like standing there and he
Golden
right
Star.
and then when like he's standing there and he raises his head up, that's all I could think was like, God damn it, I know you're talking about her. I'm like, I finally realized that she is the female Kota Ibushi, and more than just the reckless way. It's the attitude, it's the like charisma, it's all that. Like
Mm-hmm.
she embodies that. It's amazing.
100%.
Yeah. So we'll get into this. Uh, her going up to the corner and she dropped the belt.
Yeah.
Ah, I laughed so hard.
Nice.
I felt for her, but I laughed so hard.
I mean, that's our Mayo.
My Watani. Good technical rolling and trying to get the advantage in the
Mhm.
advantageous position early from these two. Mayo gets the drop kick in the ropes, then unload kicks on Utami, gets the knee chokes her in the like puts her knee into the throat and chokes her on the
Mhm.
like both her knees. Then gets to both feet and choking her in the corner. Then she hops up and drop kicks her. Then she gets a 2 count. Um, Utami slams just look brutal. Like
So
when she hit that sidewalk slam, just looked like it killed her, like it killed Mayu.
good. Mhm.
Mayu gets whipped in the corner, but then like she just ran into the corner, but she just then hops up and just twists and hits this drop kick. I was just
Mhm.
like, God damn, just the speed and precision that took, and then hits the drop kick onto the bottom rope, sending Utami to the floor, and she goes running full speed, but she misses Utami on the series item, just went crashing into her friends. Um, and Utami picks her up and hits an air raid crash on the floor. Um,
Yes.
they end up on the apron, and Ut Utmai, as I wrote, Utmai and Mayu are on the apron. And I just
Okay.
I flipped the A and the M in Utami's name.
Oh,
And Mayu gets the German onto Utami onto the apron. Fuck, that looked rough. They're back. They get back in the ring and they get to center and they get to a strike battle. Utani, as I wrote, gets the Uranagi, planting Mayu. She then hits a forearm to the back and the drop kick off the top to the back. She applies a rear naked choke, but Mayu gets to the ropes. Mayu reverses off the shoulders of Utami and gets the crucifix bomb. Then a corner drop kick and heads up, but Utami cuts her off. Utami tries to superplex, but Maya ends up like doing a front flip over her, landing back in the ring. Looked really good.
mhm.
And then she ends up putting Utami up on top, hits a headbutt, and then hits the Frankensteiner. Mayu then hits the top rope dropkick, then hits a top rope frog splash for 2. Mayu gets control again, hits the Snapdragon. Then Utami hits a German, then another, then the bridging German but she only gets 2. Mayu gets the sling blade, but then Utami hits the sling blade of her own, and then she hits this spin out bomb for 2. Utami gets the rear naked choke, but Mayu eventually does fight out with like a stunner. But Utami then grabs her and gets the swinging Baszler for 2. Mayu then gets the Rana out of the hijack bomb for 2. Utami gets the lariat, but Mayu then hits a snapdragon. She goes to the top. You're thinking she's about to hit a top rope moonsault, but then she hops backwards, lands on Utami's shoulders, and poison Rana's the shit out of her. And Mayu Iwatani pins Utami Hayashishita and gets the win.
I wanted to be mad, but that finish. I
Yeah.
mean, wow.
Dude, that was insane. Like somebody
Yeah,
sent me that clip before I had watched the match, and I'm like, when the fuck did this
probably me.
happen? No, I got it from somebody else on Twitter from somebody. It wasn't and I know it wasn't you.
See, I posted it, so most likely me.
Well, somebody sent it to me, but I don't remember. Maybe you probably did, but I know I got it from somebody else too. And goddamn, that looked like it killed her.
So good. So
Yeah.
good.
21 minutes 32 seconds of and it didn't like I watch at 1.5 times speed. That's just my brain. I watch all wrestling at that speed now unless I'm watching it live. And it would have been about 15 and a half, 16 minutes for me. It
Mhm,
didn't feel like that. It felt like time went by like that for this match.
mhm, mhm. It was a good ride. These girls were fighting so hard, and Tommy, just, oof, such a tank. But Mayu, as you mentioned, that like she just has this reckless disregard for her own personal safety, and she just somehow has this resiliency where she just doesn't stop. It's crazy. This
Mm-hmm.
was so much fun. I really enjoyed this match. There was one point where Utami got a really good sleeper on Utami, or sorry, on Mayu.
Mm-hmm.
And again, another simple but effective move. And what I liked about this is it changed the tempo of the match and allowed that charisma that Mayu has to really shine because the camera work started to focus on her face. And she was just like doing the Ibushi esque oversell of like, I'm being choked. Oh my God, what am I? Like, it was so great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Oh,
great.
she's
So
phenomenal,
talented.
man. She's phenomenal. Again,
Hmm.
both these women, I couldn't have asked for a like I felt like I had a better match in the match before it, but again, that's personal feelings. How much I love Julia and how much
Hmm.
I love you, but not you, but you. But I also love you now.
Oh, she's a fun wrestler to talk about, isn't she?
I love you. We move on
Aw.
to the main event. It's the World of Stardom title match. It's Tam Nakano defending against the Megasis Megan
Mhm.
Bain. Um, Tam like goes after the kicks early, but Megan's just like standing there like, "What the hell are you doing?" Bain just starts tossing Tam around, just like yeeting her around the ring with ease.
Mhm.
Bain gets Tam on her shoulder and then just like, ha! And dude, Cosmic Angels was not there. She just went, ha! And she hit the floor hard.
Yeah. Yeah, Tam was another one on that almost that Mayu level, just has that disregard for her personal safety. She does the wildest stuff.
Hmm. It would, dude. It looked like it killed her. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, and then Bane ends up getting this. Like Tam gets onto the apron and she just suplexes her up, just walks around holding her, then just like just drops her. She
Hmm.
didn't even finish the suplex. She just let her go. Oh,
Hmm.
Jesus. Bane just like suplexing Tam around the ring, just yeeting her across the ring every time she does a suplex.
Hmm.
Um, Tam does fight back, gets the kicks, gets a sweeps the leg. She sweep the leg, Johnny, sweep the leg. She sweeps the leg, but she grabs onto Bane like with like a inverted triangle. Hold something. I don't know. She just like had like a hold on her, like she was trying to do something. But then just stood up and just ran her into the corner, like
Oh
with
yeah,
her on her
yeah.
back. I was just like, what the hell? Um, Tam comes back, drop kicks Bane over the top, and then she hits the knee to Bane in the ropes, sending her to the floor. Um, she comes off the apron with a dive, but Bane catches her, but Tam ends up running Bane into the post, then hits the high cross off the top to the floor. Tam gets to the running knees to the head of Bane and takes four to finally put the Bane fall over. Like she was on her knees, but it took four knees to the head before Bane would like fall to the
Hmm.
mat. Tam gets the inverted triangle, but Bane does get to the ropes. Tam tries the tiger suplex, but Bane fights out and hits this like sick lariat for two. Um, Tam then gets the Rana into the roll up for two, but Bane then gets a BK bomb for two. Then goes for the hits the go to hell F5, but Tam gets she goes for the go to hell F5, but Tam hits a DDT. Um, Tam slips off the shoulders of Bane and gets the roundhouse kick, but Bane then hits her with a power bomb, gets a stack pin for two. Bane hits the go to hell F5. That again, the go to hell belongs to Sammy Guevara. That's why I'm saying it like this.
Okay.
If I'm gonna do it to Finley, I've got to do it to Bane. But she only gets two. Tam then slips out of another go to hell F5 and hits the roundhouse, then hits a German, then she follows up with the bridging tiger suplex, and Tam Nakano gets the win in 16 minutes and 23 seconds.
Sorry, how long?
16 minutes and
Oh,
23 seconds.
hmm. I watched this while I was warming up at the gym one morning,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I popped at several points in this match. So they must have been hilarious to be watching me work out that day. The kicks that Tam was trying to do on Megan Bain at the beginning there, the thigh kicks, and she was just like, mm-mm. She wasn't even no selling. She was just like, it wasn't like she was doing nothing to her. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else? You pretty much mentioned everything that I had. Yeah, just the things that these women were doing. I was honestly so surprised because this I felt was almost a power kind of house that Tam might not be ready for. But man, oh man, did she prove me wrong?
Mm-hmm.
She fought so hard in this one, and Megan gave her like no room to breathe. They did so great in this match. This was a great main event.
Oh, absolutely phenomenal. But I got one question for you,
Hmm.
or one scenario. So
Hmm.
Megan Main, she's the powerhouse. She wants to take over. She realizes maybe she can't get that Wonder title. Thinking maybe she goes, maybe I should get a partner and get some tag team titles. And all I can think of who would be perfect to be with the Megasis. It would be the alpha female, Chazzy Gabbard. Well, imagine that team. Oh,
Ooh, doggy. That'd be freaking cool. Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Oh,
Alpha
okay.
Megasis. Alpha Sis.
Oh,
Alpha
Alpha
Dis?
Meg. No, just Alpha Megasis. Just sounds so like just terrible.
That would be a powerhouse team that I think would even give like Nane and you a run for their money. Hot damn.
I think they could beat up like the junior tag champs in New Japan.
Probably. Can Clark Connors. Wait, the juniors. Yeah, Clark Connors and Dan Maloney. Oh, gosh.
I want to see that match now. I want Jazzy
Could you
Gabber and
imagine oh, the things that would come out of those two's mouths. So, holy shit.
that would be awesome. That would
Make
be
it
awesome.
Gato, make it happen. Gato, fix it.
Yeah. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of another episode of Stardom Review. I want to thank all of you for joining us here. So don't forget, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below because we love hearing from you. It's one of our favorite things about this channel. And don't forget, hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello. Shout out to Bailey. You can find me over on X, Blue Sky at. Or sorry, well, I don't have the right one up. You can find me on X, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and Hive at That Canada Guy. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada. You can find me on the Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk Facebook page. Check me out over there, or you can just comment down below at youtube.com/at Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk, or you might be watching us over on our boy Mike the Ref's channel, youtube.com/at Backbreaker Video. If you are, I do have access to the comments for those videos too. So please, if you're watching us there, comment down below, and then also go over to our channel and hit a subscribe too. But to hit a subscribe on Backbreaker Video. If you want to see all the Mike's live content, you can find him over at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. And if you want some great replays of all the great gaming content Mike puts out, you can find him. You can find Mr. PJC. You can find Mr. Rick Jules. And I just watched them live on Twitch tonight. You can see him and Kayla J playing some golf over there at youtube.com/at Backbreaker_gaming.
Kayla J.
Kayla J. You can also find me over at Twitch randomly whenever I show up. You can find me in the archives on the YouTube page at Our Local Establishment, twitch.tv/Our Local Establishment, and youtube.com/at Our Local Establishment. Also on Instagram and TikTok at OLE Podcast. You can find me showing up there on random ass shit. I don't have a set show. Unlike Mel, I don't have a set show on that channel. I'll pop up whenever I feel like it. Also, one more shout out to our boy Mike the Ref. This coming Saturday, I will be live on the Mike the Ref's Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Mike the Ref, with him previewing the All In card on Saturday night. We don't have a set time yet, but I got to work like 7 to 4, so it'll be sometime in the evening, most likely like 7 or 8 Mountain Time. So whatever that is in your world. I don't know. I don't know where you live. Melball.
Yes.
Where can they find you, madame?
If you're wanting to follow Melball, you can find her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can find her on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, and Mastodon at Melball Collins. You can also catch me on Our Local Establishment's programming Paramindful with the gold standard Carl Carafel and Alex the Werewolf. We just dropped a video this week about the aquatic cryptid mermaids, what we think about them, what we think they're doing, we're just all that spooky ooky-ish about sirens. Go check her out. You can also catch me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel, where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase, where we talk all things awesome women's wrestling. If you're wanting to watch Stardom, also, we will leave a link in the channel description. You go to stardom-world.com. It's approximately 999 yen, or approximately 10 Canadian. Shadows on spells, but it's actually like more like 7.15 American, depending on what your dollar or euro or whatever the heck you use is. It's still an amazing price for access to all of their incredible wrestling, including some of their older wrestling stuff. You go back in there, you might see some familiar faces that are in AEW or in WWE. So go check that out, you guys. And that being said, Andre, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
No, I just want to say thank you to all of you for tuning in. Don't forget, like the channel, subscribe, and comment down below. We love hearing from all of you because without you, I don't know who we'd be talking. We'd be talking to nobody.
We'd be talking to each other.
Well, yeah, but we would. But really, the videos would be going out to nobody. So thank you all for all the great support.
And that being said, I am your Mo. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah!